a lot of love because I really enjoy working in e-commerce. My free time, all I do is work in e-commerce, teach, develop. Today I'm gonna develop the first reality show in Paraguay in e-commerce with a soccer player. So all these crazy things that I do in my free time. So Shopify is one of the easiest page that is already ready, and you don't need to be a developer because the hardest part is to be the developer or understand how to develop a web page. So I'm going to be starting from the beginning until the most specific things. Okay. So how do I go to Shopify? I type in Google Shopify. As easy as you can say, you go to the web page to Shopify. Why do I like this? Because you don't need to be a developer. I already develop a lot of e-commerces, just so you guys know, from zero, but it's not my hobby. I prefer using the ones that are already done so I don't have to waste my time already. Somebody did it. So I'm going to leave you a homework. Again, I always leave you homework. You can do the start free trial. We're going to work on the free trial today. Okay, so you press here and you have to answer all these questions. I'm going to skip it all. It asks you how you're going to start, blah, 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 like a couple questions. Let's see. I don't want to lose a lot of time here. You just answer, blah, blah. I'm going to skip it. And it takes you to where you're from, where you're going to use it, okay? Why I don't do it? Because I already have mine. And I want to teach you how to use it one by one. Before we start our store, I'm pretty sure Andres is going to give you a class of everything that you need for e-commerce. You need the pictures, you need the description, you need your inventory, you need your logistic, you need your form of payments, all that you need to build your e-commerce. You don't need it today. We don't need it now. We're going to leave this because we can build this page. I built this page in 15 minutes. You're going to take 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. It depends if you have all the information. But I want you to first know how to do it. So whenever you have all the information, you can create your own webpage. For the free trial, guys, don't get scared. Try it tonight, tomorrow. Play with it. I love to play. So we're going to play today. We're going to get ready and we're going to start. I have it in English because for me, English is easier than Spanish. And we're doing an English class. Actually, I changed it to Spanish. Sorry. No, it's actually English and Spanish. This is crazy. Okay. On the right side is English and on the left side is Spanish. Don't ask me why, because Shopify, I don't know what they picked. So this is the first page, okay? On the left side, it gives you several modules. This is what we call modules, okay? What are modules? What the e-commerce is divided on. So whenever we have our page running, these are the modules we're gonna look. First is all the people who bought all your orders. Then your products, your clients, your stats. We talk about analytics stats. They give you basic stats here. Yeah, the marketing and the sales you want to do. Okay, so these are called the modules. Before we use the module, we're going to start a web page. So the first thing you put online store. Okay. In the online store, the first part, we have to pick our theme. Okay. Right now we're gonna just use like a free one. You can use a free one, going here to the popular free, of course, free themes, or then you can pay for some. So the first one we're gonna use, I picked already this one that's called Dawn, but let's say let's look at this one. So you start imagining how your page is gonna look with the examples. So something very normal in the e-commerce world, here at the top, you have always the name of the store, and here you have the collection on what is your page divided on. And then here it can start changing the e-commerce, the web. I mean, each one I'll show you how to do it. But this is an example. We're gonna use this one that's called done. Okay, so once I pick my theme, I go to customize. So let's start with our web page. Okay, so like I told you guys, before you start with your webpage, you have to have all this ready. And I brought you something to show you how it looks like. Okay, this was a webpage that I did it. I had it for a couple. It was used product that we resold it. Okay, it was called Redondo, like circle. Okay, so for me to open up my webpage, I have all the designs that I need. Okay, so this was just an example that I wanted to show you. I have all the banners for the webpage right here that I want to use and all that. This is an example how I prepared the class. Okay, so how I prepare my own web. So let's go back to Shopify. So on the left side, one more time, is what is divided on the web page. So if you guys go to the home page, is the header. This is called header. Then you go to the sections and you can start changing each of these sections. Usually the theme already gives you what is used in the world, because doesn't matter if you're from Mexico, Colombia, Bogotá, Medellín, Paraguay, Asunción. Okay, it doesn't in United States. Always we have this tile. Okay, so here is the home page. Then you have, remember that I told you earlier, the product collection pages that we're gonna do one by one. Okay, so first we're gonna start with our home page. In the home page, what I did, I show you that we're gonna start with our banner. What did I do? All those designs, I already designed it. I put it down here for you guys so it can be easier for us. Diseño. So we can use it. So why is this so easy? Because you go down here and it goes down here and you go. First, we're gonna do the header. Okay, this is the announcement bar. So what do we want to write? So all you have to do is press here and you can already write welcome to Redondo store. So every time it goes changing, it changes here. So that's why you don't have to develop anything. So this is how you start doing your own page. Now the header, it shows you here in blue, what is the header? We go to the header. And here is where we pick all the sub pages are gonna be, which are the normal one, the catalog and contact. You always have to have the contact information at the top, because whenever somebody has an issue with delivery, with payments, the first thing they want to do is contact the owner of the store, of the e-commerce. So always put the contact information here. And here you can pick if you want to add, for example, about us. If you want to add, like if you have a special promotion going on, you can add that here. So right here, you have all the menus. How do I change that? I come here and I change my menu. Right here, my main menu is going to take me to create a new menu. Let's put here about us. Save. Okay, so I added a new menu so I can come back to my store. I can just close it here and we're gonna go back. And then I change here. I'm sorry. I can search and then add. This is the footer. I don't want the footer to say there. I want the main menu. Let's add the ones that I created. I didn't save it. You always have to save. That's something that I forget. Okay, so this is the first thing that you do is create your header. Okay, so I created there, I save it, which I didn't save it earlier. I come back again here. I have to, 1 second. I'll go back to my select menu, change it, change the menu, and I can create and add a different menu. This is just if we want to keep adding here, you can see you can want to add more pages, okay? So this is one of the most difficult part, then it's easier. Once I finish the header, we start with the image, okay? This is what you want to put your name of the store or your different logos. So I'm going to show you what we're going to put. You press select image and then you have to add the images. Let me see. I downloaded it for you. I did my homework. 1 second, it doesn't open. Let's just put one so you can see. One. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you add what you want to put in your banner. That's your first banner that whoever gets into the lista. That will be the first thing they're gonna see on your webpage. Give me 1 second. Let me do something so we can work on this. If not, we won't be able to work on this. Okay. So here, just so you guys know, I put one image. You can put what we recommend as a consultant not to put more than 3 images because people don't stay too long there. So let's just add another one while we wait. Here we go. Redondo. Banners. Web page banner. So I'll put the first one. I'm gonna put a second banner. And I'm gonna put the third banner. Something cool about these banners is that you can keep on changing. That means if you have like any holiday or special occasion, you can change. Yes. Since I didn't like our pictures, how we look here, let's change it. Change. And let's put this one I really like. Okay, so right now I have these 2 banners. Something cool about the banners is that you can put an action button where you click and you can take it wherever you want. Let's say I just launched a new, let's say new type of clothes and I want to sell that because I'm not selling a lot. So I put the category here and I press shop all. I can do that as well. Here, I can pick if I want the small banner. I like the small one. The larger, I think that's way too big. Same thing for this one, okay? So I usually put small so it doesn't take too much of your space. So all this part is you talk, you work on your theme, okay? You can change it, you can put a new picture, you can edit. Here's where you put the URL, which it takes you there. And here we can write something else. Let's say, hace click, do click here, or click here. So that bottom will say, click here instead of saying shop here. This changes every 2 seconds. Do you see how I change it from large to small? You guys see that? And right now, guys, if you go to the top right of the page, it tells you if you're working your desktop, on your mobile, or you doing a full screen. I'm working on my desktop, and then I go how it's gonna look. Remember in the class I told you that we have to see who our clients are, where do they come from, and all those things. Okay, here's where, okay, if all of them are coming from my cell phone, we have to make sure it looks good and easy to navigate. Okay, so let's go back to work on our desktop. I already work on my header. Here we're gonna change this button because we don't like show up all. We're gonna put, do you see how I click here and it already took me here? That's how easy it is to create things in this. And here, our new category. Our newest clothing store, clothes. And this is where they click and they take you there. So all that I can keep on changing, okay? So this is the first part, the header, that or banner. We can pick a small, big. And this is, if you do something wrong, you just go back, guys. You go back, you undo. So don't worry about making it something wrong. Something that I do want to tell you about, do you guys see how the letters here are different? If I have a store, Redondo store, my store already have the type of leather I use. So I have to follow that. And then here where it says which one they're using, I had to change. And all those things, I don't want to get you too confused because we only have an hour. But you can change everything in this webpage, everything. So if you want to keep, as your catalog says, which letters you have to use, you go and you change. Okay. Now we go back to our future products. Just to explain you here, our templates, let me put all this down. Okay. So the template we pick, it has first a welcoming part. Second, we have the header. Third, we have our banner. And then we have feature products. And then we have the footer. It's pretty simple, this e-commerce. We're going to make it complicated. What are we going to do? We finish with our banner. We go to feature products. Now let's work on feature products. The feature products is a collection that we picked here. We can change and put let's say muebles. We can put type of clothing here, for example, dresses. And we want the heading to be bigger or smaller. And here you can put the description, different type of dresses for all seasons. So okay, so here it tells you you can add this. Usually you don't need to put a lot of writing because you can see the here, for example, there's shirts. So you don't need to put shirts are blah, blah, blah. But if you want to, it's okay. Okay, so here they picked a collection. What does a collection mean? A collection, whenever we create our products, we're going to talk that in a little bit. You add different collections, for example, shirts, dresses, pants, the categories. You have to always divide your products in categories. So here it shows the category that you pick. We can pick here skirts. We can do wherever we want. Something very cool is that we can pick how many products we want. And this keeps on changing the products. We want maximum 8 products with 4 columns. Let's say I want 3 columns only. So as you can see, it's very easy for you that you're not a developer to play with this and keep on changing. So let's just save 2. Okay, once we finish this part, we can add another section. Let's add another section of an image because we want to sell only one product because this product it has a margin of 70%, and this is our new shirt of Coldplay. Right. New shirt Coldplay. Let's put all together, which does what is fashion now. And here you can explain, this is the only news, this is a new style. Blah, blah, blah. And here you put the bottom. What we want always in the bottom to say shop now or click here. Or you always have to be an action. Shop now. And here you put the link of the same product. All products. Okay, so we just added a new section. You can keep on adding you can see here where it says add section. Let's add another one. Let's just put now. If you don't know what the sections are, you can just put the click on top of it and it shows you how it's gonna look. Let's just put a text now. Let's see. You press there and you always have to type on the left or brand. And we're gonna talk a little bit of what is our brand. How did I open Redondo? Redondo is a national brand that wants to keep the world clean. That's an example. And know more about us. So whenever I put know more about us, it's because in this first page, guys, in the home page, the client doesn't want to read a lot. You have to try to catch their attention. So I put know more about us. So you click and I go to another page where it tells the whole about us picture, how we create it. Don't try to write too much in the homepage because people get bored. And here we have a subscription. We can add one more section. I'll show you how we all look. Let's add a contact form. That's pretty. Let's say we want to create leads. This is a leads creator. What is leads? What are leads? Leads is if, for example, I opened the first virtual gym here in Paraguay, and we wanted people to get mails about the type of exercise we were launching every week. So here's how we got the contact form. We wrote different here. We put, for example, do you want to know more about our classes or clothes? It depends what you're building. I don't want the heading to be too big, or I do want it, so I change it here. The top padding, how I want it to be. The letters, I don't like things too big. Why do I make things small, guys? Because you have to have your head on things. Look how huge it looks here. Like half of my page is no more about us. I don't want that big. So I can do it small here. I can put very little, make it very small, and start playing on these things. But always try to look how it's gonna look in your desktop. That looks pretty cute. And then how it's gonna look here in our page. We can erase this because now we saw and it's like, no, Manu, I don't like how it looks on your cell phone. Let's just take that out. So the contact form, we go on top here and we erase. So I didn't like contact form. So in my footer, which is the end part, which says subscribe to our mails, I can put in the footer contact us. And things like email me, contact us, know more about us. So all these things, as you can see, I can change. I can change where it says here, it says email. In the footer, I can add a section. I can add an app and a lot of things that you can add here and start trying. Don't get scared of adding things and trying it out because it's for free. So once we have an idea how our store is gonna look, we have to work on what is inside the store. What is inside the store? It means the product, the inventory, the form of payments, all those things that I start talking to you at the beginning of the class. So we put exit. Oh, let's always save. So once we save this, we go to exit. Okay, so something I want to tell you, you can exit say, and you can customize again. So don't be scared because this keeps on saving every time you do something. So we're gonna go back. And now we're gonna work in our products. Okay, so one of the first things that I teach a lot is to be ready to have all your things for this part. That's the, if I tell you with all these years of experience, the part that takes the most is not developing a web page. It's getting together all your products, the inventory. So here, how do we work with the inventory? Here it tells you the categories, the inventory, the people who bought it, and other things. So first we're gonna work on adding products. I do want to tell you that you can add products one by one, or you can import this. I'll show you how to do it as well. So if we want to add product by product, we put an add product, and here we're gonna put shirt, sleeveless shirt. And the most challenging part is to describe the product and put a lot of pictures, because the client, you have to think that the client is only buying with their eyes, is not touching, is not trying. So you have to describe as much as you can the shirt. What is it made from? What is the model who's wearing it using? What size is it? So she can look at the model and say, "Oh, she's too skinny, and she's wearing small. That small is not gonna fit me." So you have to tell all the information. Macy's is a page that I use a lot. They put pictures, they put videos, they have live videos. So I love how they use it, and they describe the product. And let's say shirt made of, and let's say this is Manu who hates writing. I don't like writing. And shirt made of cotton, 90% cotton, 10% polyester. Okay, this is a description, not lovely, horrible. If I look at this, I will not buy it. So a lot of brands, it depends what is your type of communication. If it's for a man, it can be simple, concise. But if, for example, I'm selling an experience or a handmade shirt, I will put way more lovely, write the description way more lovely than just shirt made of 90% cotton and 10% polyester. I'll put, this is a beautiful shirt made with, it will be more
Descriptive,
share
which we talk a little bit
descriptive.
about on this in the class manual, is in
Perfect.
e-commerce you have to make the customer, you don't have the potential to feel something or to see something in person, and it's try to bring the customer to that experience of feeling, trying to describe things to the point that they can feel what they're going to buy.
Yes, thank you, Andres. So here, for example, this is my brand, another brand. This is paddle and tennis clothes. So you can see I take a far away, closer, way closer, and with a shirt and the bag. So I have several, and I have videos. The videos I didn't bring it, but let's put one picture. Then you're gonna add another picture, and then we add the back. You always have to try to show everything that you can to the client so he doesn't have questions. Okay. So what I do usually add, it's another example with another color so you can generate more sales. Okay, so on the right side, guys, it's where I have to put the, if it's active or we're still working on it, is this if it's in draft. And then this is very, very, very important side on the right side, because we put the what categories on and the type of product. Let's say I'm not the one, I usually design this brand and we make it. But let's say I have another person providing me this product. We put the name of the provider. And what is important to, let's say Macy's. Type of product, shirt. Macy's. And here in which collection, we're gonna make a collection that's gonna call shirt. We have to create the collections after. I'll show you how. And this part is where we etiquetas mean tags. And we want all the tags possible because it positions the web page better. So we're gonna put shirt, we're gonna put paro, we're gonna put paro in English, we're gonna put tennis, we're gonna put sport. So you put everything that the shirt has to do with. Okay, so keep on going down. Here you put the price. And then I put the cost. Oh, I saved it. And here I put the cost of the product. So here it tells me my margin, how much I'm making it on the product and what is the percentage. It's pretty cool. Here I put the SKU, 1, 2, 3, and the barcode, if it has a barcode. Usually we don't have. This is important if we want to have a ship. So we put how much it weighs, let's say kilos, not even, let's say 100. No, how do you? And here you can put gramos, that will be 300 gramos. But you can put libras, ounces. Okay, and here we can put by size. This is small. The cool thing about this is that you can type a lot of things. It doesn't come already. For example, we can have only until large, and it doesn't make me put extra large. So you can create the sizes, extra large, XX, large. So we create and here we have to put how many we have by each of the sizes. So this takes all your inventory. It adds up how much you have. And let's say we want to add a picture, just in case we have with a little girl or different pictures for each size we can do as well. This is gonna get all this picture plus the one on the size, okay? And here, if somebody looks in Google, this is how it's gonna show. Sleeveless shirt. And here, this is why it's so important. Can you see the description? This is a beautiful shirt made of 90% tan. Why is it important? Because in Google, you cannot pay Google to position your webpage, your e-commerce. So the more information you put, and let's say somebody Google's cotton, is gonna start putting our webpage more visit and it will start putting it up on Google. The thing that you can pay it's SEM, SEM. You can pay that, but SEO, SEO, you cannot. Search engine optimization, you cannot do that. And this is how you do product by product. But we don't want to do product by product because I'm such a big store that I cannot do that. So I want to import my huge inventory. We put here, download the CSV. Okay. How does it look like? It looks like this. Everything, guys, that we type, the name, the title, the body, the vendor, everything that I show you one by one is how we have to prepare this. But this looks for Chinese to me. So what usually you do it in a Google, and I mean on an Excel, then you translate to a CSV. So let me show you how an easier thing looks like. More like a Manu type of thing, easier. So the handle, the title, the type, the tags, if it's published or not, and everything that we wrote, it tells you here. Look, it's crazy. Okay. And the image, if you guys already use an Excel, you know that you cannot put an image. So you have to host the image somewhere. If you want to do it with CSV, I hosted it in a drive. So it takes it out. So whenever I finish this is crazy. I did it one time for 1 million product. This is not a lot. This is only 225 products. This was little store. So I finished doing that. This is why I told you that's the part that takes this most for anyone that construct e-commerce. The description, you see, very long for each product. Okay, and once we finish doing that, we import. We press importar, and then you add. One second. You add that, and then it comes up the detalle feature. Do you see how it shows here? You are importing something and it tells you the name, if it's active or not, the price, small, medium. So we're gonna import. Now it's import doing. We have to wait. I only put an example of one product. You guys have to put all your products. You see how cool? So here, you already did it. And let's go inside of here. And we can, let's say I did the import and we didn't put a description. I can add, this hat is made, blah, 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 blah. So once you import, you still, let's add another picture. So once you import, you can keep on adding things. It's not that you cannot touch it. So we can add pictures and add more things here, more, we can put sports. Okay, so this is how you do it the faster. Okay, once we have that, we have to go to categories, collections. We're gonna create one. Is this gonna call shirts? It's gonna be all type of shirts. And we're gonna put an image. Let's put another tab. Here we can put, let's say, I usually put here several type of shirts, not only one. And this is called shirts, this category. Here you can pick if you want to sell it online or you want to sell it on the point. Point of sale in English means store, local store, a store that you have. So in Shopify, you can have your inventory, online inventory plus your store inventory. So we save it. And we have one collection. We're going to make another one. We're going to create another one that's going to call skirts. So the collections are where we're going to put all our skirts, all our shirts. So we add an image. Okay, we save. Okay, so the most basic things I already have, which is my product and my collections. Now I want to go to online store. Do you guys remember? Here we go and we put customize. But what we're going to work right now is in our page. The pages, what are the pages? The pages are this, what do Shopify call pages? You have your home page, you have your contact page. So it's the inside pages of the page. So here we have the contact web page. Whenever we put contact, it goes to the contact page. And we want to add more pages, for example, about us. Here we talk about us. We save that page. Now we want to talk, we're going to add a page that's going to call terms and conditions. By law, you have to have this page. So it tells you all the law in each country says. And with the return policies, all the policies actually. We call terms and conditions or policies. And we keep adding the pages we need, okay? Apart from our home page. Now, we're gonna go to navigation. This is how it looks. I don't know if you guys remember on the top of the top menu, About Us, Footer, Main Menu, Manu Talavera, and Filter. Preference, the title of the homepage, how do you want to be called? I'm going to call it Redondo. And I'm going to talk about our company sells, use, products to make the world better. So every time somebody writes Redondo and they find it on Google, this is what's going to show. Here it tells you the title and meta description help define how your search shows up on this search engine. I always say Google, Google, Google because Google is the one that we use the most in Paraguay. This is a question that one of you guys asked me in last class of Google Analytics. So let's go here first. Social sharing image. We're going to add an image of Redondo because this is how people are going to see us. Say Dreamlab diseño Redondo. We're going to add PDF. Okay, this is the logo. So this is, let's edit, and this is the image. The page title is going to take this, and the middle is going to take from here. Here is where I told you in the last class. Let me say this. Where one of the girls asked me, where do I put the Google Analytics? Here it tells you set up Google. And you have to go set it up like I told you. Instalar. I don't want to do it now, but this is where you put where you install the application. Okay. Let's go back to Mindstore where we were working.
So just to summarize that point, which I think is very interesting, Manu, that's the location where students are able to connect Google Analytics to this specific e-commerce for them to track the persona, the number of visits, the conversions, correct?
No, this is where, yes, yes. Because let me tell you something. This is in Google Analytics where it shows you, but Shopify has their informs and stats, but they're very little. They have like 10. They don't have more than 10.
So your
So you
recommendation
should,
is for the students to always connect to Google Analytics.
yes, always 100%, 200%. And then remember they told you that Andres asked me in that class about Facebook Pixel, that if it was important to add Facebook, and I told you yes, because we have to track everything for the conversion. And this is where you put the Facebook Pixel. And the same thing, you press here, and it helps you how to do it. You see, I don't want to download it now because I'm in my work computer. But this is how you download, and it adds up the pixel. Okay, so going back again, we added analytics, we added Facebook. And right now, since I'm building the page, I have a password. So if I want to share it to a friend, I give them the link of the page and I give the password. So you can go and see. You guys can send me your pages if Andres wants, and I can check and see, and you send me the password. So here we already save the preference, okay? And now to finish, we want to go to the point of sales. In the points of sales, we say, how are we gonna sell? Where do you want to sell in person? If you don't want to sell, we skip it. And you have to say, if you want to sell in person, here's where you set up everything. I usually don't sell in person, I do it all online. But it gives you that option, guys. You see the locations, where do you sell it? You can add, so you can get, do you see here as average order value, orders, gross sales, discount. So it adds up your e-commerce plus your shop. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is all for that. Let me show you one more thing to finish. To finish the configuration of the web page, you have to go to this part, and it asks you all the information, the store details, the name of the store, Redondo, the phone number, 595, and the email. And then what coin are you using? We want to change the coin. We're going to use dollar. Let's see. Dollar. We're going to save it. And here's where you start working on what plans, how are you going to do the checkout, users and permission. For example, my store, Dreamlab, I use it with my sister-in-law. So I give her the permission to use and change everything. The payments, how do you want to pay? So here you can add the type of payments, for example, cash. And it gives you which options they have already.
This
If
part is very
not,
important, so please, I think, the power of payment. So just wanted to make sure that students please pay attention to this part.
yes, we can, here you can select the provider that it already gives you providers, a bunch of providers. It depends on the country that you have. If you don't want to use any of those providers, you can create your manual type of payments. Example, in Paraguay, we use a lot of what you call giros. That means with our telephones or cell phones from the bank, Pix you use in Brazil. In United States, you use Venmo. Is other platforms that you use for payments. So here you can put Venmo example. And you talk about what is Venmo. And you activate. Then I'm gonna put transfer. Let's say, I don't know if in your country in Colombia or countries where you're from. In Paraguay, people are scared of paying online, so they pay with the VPOS, with the little things where you put your car on. So that's it's 50% of the payments are done like that. So you want to give we call it contra entrega. In United States, you don't have this. But you want to give the customer all the usual type of form of payment so they can pick it even though they're not gonna pay in the store. It shows up whenever they place the order and you're like, okay, they have to pay me. And then you put pay and then you do the delivery. Okay. Let's say then you work on your checkout. How do you want to do it? What do you want it to show on the checkout? If you want to remember when I told you about the story of the webpage in Paraguay, a pharmacy, we ask a lot of information. Here they give you how you want to ask. For example, only the last name, the name, and the last name. Do you want to include the name of the company? No, I don't care about the name of the company. Do I need the second direction? No, I don't. I just need the first. So a lot of things you can pick and choose here. Then something extremely important, the shipping and delivery. This goes the same thing. Try to give all the options to the client. If they can pick it up, deliver. For example, in Paraguay, we're a big country. No, we're a small country, but we have a lot of little cities in the interior. So if you don't give the options of delivery to those cities, then you shouldn't have an e-commerce because e-commerce is to get to all the world. If you want to do, for example, export, so you have to put here that you do international. You see? And here's where you put everything that has to do with delivery and shipping. Then the taxes. So here's where you actually build all the parts of how they're gonna pay you, if you have your bonus, if we're gonna use gift cards, if not, when is their due date, how do they use it? So this takes a lot of time. Oh, this is the domain. This is cool because what is the domain? Dominio, domain. It's how your webpage is gonna be called. For example, mine was redondo, the same name, .com, .py. So in this Shopify, they already buy for you. You don't have to, you just put buy and they check it for you, redondo. And it says somebody already bought it. That's it, redondo? No. I just bought my webpage. That's tala. So right now I bought Manute, but I want to give you an option. And here, manuelatalavera.com it's available for $15 a year. Then Andres is going to teach you all the costs, what is a dominio, what's the hosting, and all that. So here they already buy it for you. You don't have to contact another company, neither. So all this, it's pretty. I can talk for 2 weeks about the policies I was telling you about. You had to put the evolution, how to return the return policies, if we accept or not. That's by law in my country. I'm pretty sure the privacy policy, the terms and condition policy, the policy of delivery, the information contact. All this you have to fill out. All the policies, and then the languages. This is pretty cool because if I want to export to United States, I have to put Spanish and English. So it does it free for you. You just have to install. And then I wanted, let's add another one. So you publish it, and if I can pick here on the right if I want Spanish or English. It is in English and I added Spanish. So all this is automatically. You don't have to do all that work, which is pretty cool. So this this was the time that I had actually, because I have sadly I had to leave you. But you have to try a lot. I know it's kind of boring and I'm teaching you a lot. So you're only gonna learn by watching this class and watching again and actually doing. Since it's free, please do it. Send it to Andres. Andres is gonna send it to me and we can see. I can check, I can tell you. And that'll be all, guys. I wanna thank you, Andres, and all of you for your time.
No, Manu, something that we're gonna do for the final project is they will have to work in a similar like Shopify website. So if you're interested, I can share the final product, or you can come to the final presentation. But I wanted to thank you. I know you're always very busy, so just wanted to open the floor for one or two questions if you have time, Manu. One or two questions
Yes.
from anyone before we let her go and kind of carry on with the final minutes of the class. Any questions from anyone in the audience? I know that it's a lot of material. We have recorded the class, so you will be able to rewatch it if you have any questions. But I just wanted to see if anyone has any question. Please raise your hand or feel welcome to jump in. I'll give it a minute. Anyone? I think we're good then. No questions. I do want to thank you a lot, Manu. As always, you are a good friend, a great professional. I'm always happy to invite you to this class and take your time away for you. So thank you for always teaching students across Latin America about e-commerce. And again, it's always very proud to have such a good friend by my side. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Manu.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
ask
Thank
everyone to
you.
stay for a couple of minutes, and then I will let you go. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, I know. Let me actually stop the recording.